Today, the 𝐬𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐬𝐞 honors founder, Wynn, as she celebrates her rebirth day, the anniversary of her selective dorsal rhizotomy, the surgery that changed her life and helped inspire the heart of 𝐷SG. In this reflection, MB shares what that journey has meant, not just for her recovery, but for the mission, hope, and community now growing through the Dragon Slayers Guild.
Hello, everyone. I'm MB Wynn, the founder of the Dragon Slayers Guild. Normally, you would find me managing Guild social media content. However, today, I would like to take some time to reflect on something really special, the 4-year anniversary of my selective dorsal rhizotomy, the surgery that changed my life and helped shape the heart of 𝐷SG. Thanks for joining me.
MB, can you please share with those watching or listening, what is spastic diplegia CP and SDR?
Spastic diplegia cerebral palsy is the type of CP that I have. It is the result of a brain injury at birth. For me, spastic diplegia CP impacts my life in terms of movement, balance, and coordination challenges. It also comes with muscle tightness and pain. However, selective dorsal rhizotomy, or SDR, is aimed at reducing that muscle tightness by way of spinal surgery. It is not a cure for CP by any means. However, it provided me with the opportunity to have more movement, less pain, and a much brighter future.
Thank you for sharing that. Can you explain why SDR was a part of your journey?
As a child, I could walk with support from people and mobility devices, but as I aged, my body became harder to contend with. Cerebral palsy isn't progressive in the traditional sense. The brain injury doesn't get worse, and it's not something that will ultimately lead to an untimely death. However, the impact on the body can become harder to cope with over time. The wear and tear, the pain, muscle tightness, balance issues, and mobility challenges can build. I was getting closer to becoming entirely wheelchair bound, and mentally, I just wasn't trying to survive anymore. I needed a chance to thrive. SDR became part of my journey because I wanted to fight for a life that felt more possible, with more opportunity, and not just more manageable.
That gives a lot of context to what was at stake. Once you realized you needed a different treatment option, how did you first find out about SDR?
I first learned about SDR through the work of Dr. Tae Sung Park, a pioneer of medical innovation based in St. Louis, Missouri. Known by many today as the Park procedure, I spent about 5 years researching SDR before my first initial evaluation in 2019. I spent time learning about the surgery, its potential outcomes, and everything recovery would require of me. But the journey did not come without rejection. In 2019, when I first went to St. Louis for my initial evaluation, Dr. Park denied me of SDR because of my weight, something that felt far beyond my control because of medication and other health issues. When I came home, I kept pushing. I had insisted on getting other health issues addressed that other doctors kept dismissing. And I held on to the promise that Dr. Park had made that I could be reevaluated for SDR in the future. In 2021, that promise became a reality. I went back to St. Louis, and although my weight loss amazed Dr. Park, the decline in my mobility left the evaluation room somber. He told me that while he did not typically operate on individuals with such significant decline and my specific set of health challenges at this time, he was willing to make an exception. That exception changed the trajectory of my life, and in May of 2022, my future was forever changed.
That's such a powerful journey from research to rejection to persistence to finally being given that chance. After surgery, how did your recovery inspire the Dragon Slayers Guild?
Recovery presented me with gaps that not even my newfound legs could help me conquer. SDR has been a journey full of medical uncertainty, but it has also served as a real reminder that people need practical support, resources, encouragement, and community. The idea of dragons connects back to Dr. Park and the SDR journey. He used the idea of slaying dragons as a way to make something scary feel a little less frightening, to turn a hard battle into something that you could face with courage. At 𝐧𝐸, dragons represent the battles people face, whether they be disability, chronic illness, mental health challenges, or simply a hard season that feels too big to face alone. Sometimes we need someone to stand by our side as we learn to slay the day, even if they don't have the answer to every question or the answer in every hard season. That's the heart of DSG.
Wow, that's remarkable. A whole lot of recovery, persistence, determination, and bravery. As you celebrate this anniversary now, what does this day mean to you?
SDR is so much more than a surgery anniversary for me now. SDR is indicative of the love, the light, and the legacies of people who have gone before me. That includes Dr. T.S. Park. I would just like to take a moment. Sadly, in August of 2024, Dr. Park passed away very unexpectedly. However, 8 weeks prior, during the month of June, I got the opportunity to visit with him and share the good news that DSG was in the making. And he was so excited. It is both my honor and my duty to carry out his love, light, and legacy into the community around me and share his love of people. SDR changed my body and it redirected my purpose. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Remember, together we slay, together we rise. Dragon by dragon, and side by side. I would like to thank you all for watching and listening today. Onward!